Tuesday. Wow, let's enjoy some fun conversation. We'll be shooting the shelf around the nation. Let's start shooting the shelf.
That's us. Good morning, everyone. I was so into it. I'm like, yeah, the show's starting. Crap, this is our show. I got to talk now. I've been so disconnected this weekend, just for mental break, and yeah, I forgot this was us. Welcome everybody, Shooting the Shelf, episode 37 of season 3. How you doing tonight, Curtis?
Doing fantastic. Yourself?
I guess I'm spacing out, but I'm okay. I'm here.
Nice. Yeah, I took the weekend and just relaxed and played video games. Started another round of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm actually playing as my D&D character from Legion's Quest. So,
oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah, so that's going pretty good.
Which you can check out over on Let's Go Offworld podcast channel, or audio version on, I believe it's on most of the audio podcasts of your choosing. If folks are watching this and there's one it's not on, let me know. I'll try to get it on there.
Awesome. You want me to shout out the folks in the chat?
Yeah.
All right. We got Dirk's Designs, JMax77, Carver Customs, Brian Lynn is here. We also have Stacy Lynn, so all three Lyns are here. We've got Dub3, Dub, Lacerda Photo on Instagram, had some amazing photos of ToyCon New Jersey this weekend, including some of the Armory figures that they had like in person, as well as the exclusives they had on display. So check it out, dude. He takes some amazing photos. He's got a great camera and he's got a great eye, and they come out amazing. So if you wanted to see what's on display from ToyCon this weekend, check out his Instagram. We got Kentpool Collects out there. I am TJ Williams. The H is silent. Darla Ackerman, Wholesome Warlock, Jeremy Govier, Joe Gonzalez is out there, DM of our Legion's Quest, and all around good guy. We got Tanya McCoy, Purple Ray, Raylan Chisholm. Keith is out there. Dave Bennett, Nate Strong, Dave Orkin, Dave Williams. We got all the Daves. Anybody that's a Dave, we got him. We got Uncle
My middle
Bob.
name is David.
There you go. We got Uncle Bob in the house. We've got Blake, a.k.a. Recon Rage. We got Kevin McCoy, so both the McCoys are here. Jeff Evans, Michael Morales, Brendan Higgins, and I think that's everybody.
That's a lot of people. Thank you all for joining us. Whether you're watching it with us live right now and you can interact with us, or you're watching us on replay and interacting with us, go for it.
And Shelley there as well. Yep. Oh, and Stephanie Ork. So both the Orkins are here as well. So
I saw Brett Stoddard came to my neck of the woods to pick up his Plunderlings gold coin thing that they're doing, where like, I don't know if you kept up with that, but they did a thing where you like,
I've seen something going on, but I really don't understand it. So
it's something like you get like a coin, and then once a certain moment hit, you could turn the coin into a shop, like an approved shop, and then you would get like a gold, like a metallic gold plunderling that was exclusive, and then
okay,
it's kind of a fun little thing. But when I saw him at Retro last week, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to come out your way to see Uncle Bob," and I'm like, "Yeah, cool, let me know, we'll go hang out." He didn't call me. What's up, Brett?
I did see pictures of him this weekend at ToyCon, so he's getting around to the cons.
Yes, he is,
because he was just at Retro as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, because ToyCon's not too far. Retro and ToyCon aren't too far for him. They're even closer for him than they are for me. So,
gotcha. Yeah. All right. I think we got a guest tonight, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We're getting close to LegionsCon. This is like the, fast forward. It's like time's gonna fly between here and LegionsCon. So we gotta have some people on to talk about it.
Is it all right if I throw a little shade tonight, Curtis?
You can throw whatever you want.
So prepare yourselves. This is going to be pretty pretty heated stuff coming from me. You know, a lot of the other channels do their Road to LegionsCon. They focus on the people that are setting up tables, the painters, and all that stuff, right? Oh, that wasn't rhetorical, but yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Tonight we've got someone who is at LegionsCon and helps get LegionsCon out to the world, and sharing his adventures and stuff to different cons, different toy collections, and all that sort of things that he does. Tonight we're going to welcome Nolan Lariosa from Nolan Collects to the Shelve. Welcome, Nolan.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
It's going well. Thanks for having me on here. This feels official. Like,
yeah,
we're here. LegionsCon is here. LegionsCon season is here, boys. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that introduction from Jesse, because it's true. Like, you do help bring LegionsCon to the masses. I know that's one thing that, you know, I always come home and I feel like I didn't take enough pictures and you know, all this and that. And then all I got to do is like watch your videos or look at the pictures that Cullen posts in the Cabal. Like, I'm covered, you know, like it's got everything there. So yeah, appreciate all that.
No, I appreciate that. That was a nice intro. I like that a lot. Thanks, Justin.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was nice. Also,
I looked down for a second. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Curtis, like, we have to talk on the side because I didn't realize you played Baldur's Gate 3. I have like 300 hours on there. I'm a half orc fighter, dude.
Oh, nice. I just started one with a half orc. That's what I'm playing now.
Yeah, we had like a weekly session with my cousins. We started when I think it was probably December, like after LegionsCon. Like when I had some time to do other things besides Mythic Legions. Like, we had a session weekly and we just beat it in June. And, you know, me being the orc, I played into my role. I was like the enforcer. I was the bully. Anytime they wanted me to throw someone, I'm like, okay, I got it. Like, that's me. Let's do it. So that was fun.
Yeah. This is actually my 6th playthrough.
Wow, 6?
So, yeah, no and you know what? It's you know, I don't want to derail the whole show, but it's a fun game with a lot of replay value, because like it's like one of those old choose your adventure books. Like, every time you play, you can make different decisions and the outcome comes out different, you know. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah,
I don't have any game system, so I can't play. It looks a lot of fun. I think that is it. Karlak, she looks like a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
So speaking of like all this, I'm hoping, I've been seeing people do like 3 prints of Baldur's Gate characters. I was hoping maybe someone might have it at LegionsCon. So I'm keeping an eye out. I don't know if anyone will. I know Mira had like Lae'zel and Karlak. I saw her on her Instagram. I was messaging her about that too, but yeah. Like, anyway. Yeah,
I didn't see a Lae'zel. I did see her working on a Karlak, but yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some people with some characters for sure.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, at the start of the show here, we do a little thing called shelf selections. For any of you that might be joining us for the first time, that's where Jesse and I pull up some photos that we saw during the week that inspired us, and we talk about them. And you know, they're all from Instagram. And so we encourage you that if you're not following these people, that you do follow them, because they do cool stuff. And the more people you follow that do cool stuff, the more cool your Instagram is. So,
Nate, I have seen Curtis out in the daylight, so I don't think he's at least the classic vampire.
Yeah, Curtis.
But I think that just made your night, because you love the vampires, or at least you did, right? That was one of the things that drew you in, right, Curtis?
I did, but they actually don't have a vamp. Well, they've got a main character that's a vampire in there that you could play, but they don't have like a created, like you can't create one. But yeah,
I meant Mythic Legion. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
My brain had more of a conversation than my mouth did.
Yeah, but I was
that happens a lot, right?
Nate's thing. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. But that's actually one I haven't done. I haven't played with the main character as a vampire. So
okay.
But you know, I tell you what, to Nate's point there, I was telling you before the show, Jesse, I'm not stressing out about LegionsCon. Like last year, you know, that final push, that final like 8 weeks, like I was just killing myself trying to get stuff done. And I'm like, listen, I got Darla. That's who people are coming to see anyway, right? So, you know, whatever I have. And so, yeah, I can just take time, play games, and have fun. So
there you go. Kick back this time. You deserve it.
Exactly. All right. Well, here we go with shelf selections. As always, we'll start off with one of mine. So this is Phoenix_Force_Creations. And he created a rogue, and I think he did a pretty dang good job. So he's got some behind the scenes photos where he's like sculpting the hair and things like that. But yeah, just did a kick butt job on this. So
I can't even tell that's a custom.
Yeah, I almost picked this one, but I was like, someone's gonna make fun of me for picking a rogue again, so I didn't.
I got you covered.
And I was a little jealous because I have that Dazzler figure to make a rogue custom out of, but I wasn't gonna do the standard because they've done so many of that suit.
Right.
So seeing this just made me like, well, that Dazzler is just gonna stay in the bottom of the drawer for a while. Because this is too cool. The hair sculpt, and it just goes to show what a paint job can do to a Legends face. Like the sculpts are there on the Hasbro faces for the most part. But yeah, this is awesome. I always admire Phoenix.
So you had your own custom, Jesse, and then you're like, screw it. After you saw this one, you just threw it aside.
Yeah, I was like,
hands
yep,
up.
she's just, yep.
I didn't realize how close these two characters were, like in terms of style and overall look. So, but yeah, an amazing paint job, and he does a lot of really great customs like that. So check it out, Phoenix_Force_Creations.
Well, in the late 80s, early 90s, all the X-Men had jackets, so it was pretty much just a head to make them look different.
That's true, and the cool gloves. So, all right, next one's one of Jesse's.
So this is from our buddy Elijah, Captain Firebeard Baker, over on Beard, Captain Fireman. I'm saying letters that aren't there. I'm missing letters that are there. Captain Firebeard Baker. This is one of the Savage Crucible figures, just out. Looks like it's he's on the beach or somewhere sandy and rocky. It just looks like the exact fitting spot for a character like this to be. And I know we say this a lot, with the focus really sharp on the front, the background out of focus, and the natural elements that are there feel in scale. So it just sells that this is a character in a setting, not just a toy in some sand. Yes,
that's Cap'n, not Captain. Just like the cereal. So keep that in mind, folks. Yeah, he did a great job here. I do, like you said, I like the focus, how it's really sharp in the middle, and then the outside and the background kind of gets blurred out a bit. It really just makes it pop. And I saw somebody here, Juan said it looks like something from Star Trek. I could definitely see that from like the original series. Totally. So yeah, cool stuff.
Well, now you're gonna get Van all worked up about a shirtless Captain Kirk.
Oh, all right. I mean, he did get the ladies. So, Nolan, you got anything on this one?
I'm always a big fan of like blurry backgrounds. I just think it gives it that good like depth. I really like Elijah's pictures, honestly. Like he goes outside, like he's always taking pictures outside, and I like all the different stuff he does. So, and Elijah's a cool dude. And
oh yeah,
I like the shot. I like the shot. Yeah, it's a good one.
Plus, I can listen to him talk all day with that accent.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah, he does. For those that may not be following him yet, he does a lot of goblin stuff too. So if you're into goblins, check him out because he is a goblin like master. So,
and he also has a YouTube channel, which I'm pretty sure he has linked on his Instagram. I believe it's the same title, but I don't know if there's a spell difference. But yeah, definitely check him out.
Awesome. Next one is one of mine. This is What's Up Danger. And yeah, it's just Casey and Raph getting ready to, I don't know, beat somebody up. They're looking kind of tough there. So I don't know. I just think this is kind of a cool shot. I don't know that I'll ever use that head on the Casey Jones, the unmasked head. Straight on, there's something weird looking about it, but from the side right here, it actually looks all right. It looks kind of cool. So.
Yeah, this is great. Like the one from last week or the week before, where it's Casey jumping the fence. Like this feels like it should be like the cover to a comic or something. The coloring, like the color grading, that really warm kind of evening tones look really cool. Like these guys have been practicing and they're about ready to go out on the streets and bust some heads. So this is really cool, and I love that handle because of that spider. The Spider-Verse song, yeah.
That was like the first thing that like popped in my mind. I mean, I really like expression in photography and toy photography. I think this one captures it really well. And like, I don't do pictures with dios, and I love people when they like fill a thing up with dioramas. So like,
oh yeah,
it does a
I
great
like
job.
when they just got the random shit laying around because it looks real. Like, you know, that's kind of how I would expect it to look. You know, just pizza boxes and a mask and, you know, radio and
yeah.
Is that like a dumbbell down? Is that? I wonder if that's like a neck dumbbell.
What it looks like, I don't know.
I think it is.
You know, like the neck peg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if it is.
Next one is one of Jesse's.
So this one, I don't know if this was one that Dub recommended or if Endless Fable sent it to me, but it was sent as for consideration. I was like, heck yeah. Can't get enough of these skeletons. You know, anybody watching has probably seen at least half a dozen of these pictures over the last month, or several dozen of these pictures on the show. But just having I'm blanking on his name, the Awok character, you just having his spear just right up through that, bold choice of having go right up through the ribs. At least it would have been if that was a 3D printed chest. It's actually factory made. It's just really cool. I like the high angle and like you're looking down at him. I cannot remember his name. It's not Shadow, but it's he was the first one I got. He's really cool. Pale, thank you.
Pale, there you go.
I like that, you know, people are using that, you know, kind of empty torso on the skeleton to do cool stuff like this, where they're, you know, shoving weapons through the rib cage and stuff. I mean, like you said, if this was a 3D printed thing, you wouldn't be able to do that. But because they've made this and it's got the opening and stuff, you get some really cool shots like this. So, you know, we've been seeing these for the last, you know, month or two, and I don't expect this to stop anytime soon because that figure is just so damn photogenic.
And if I can throw in real quick, it's showing up, and we've said this before, but it's showing up in pictures with a lot of other lines. Like it's not just with other Mythic Legions or Cosmic. Like it's showing up with these. It was in Conan pictures.
Well, skeletons go with everything because I don't know if you know this, Jesse, but everybody has a skeleton inside. So
not me.
Okay. Nolan, you got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm obsessed with the skellies right now. I feel like it's just one of the most perfect Mythic Legion figures right now that you can get. And I do love anything that you can like just stab them through and it like looks really good just like that. I mean, yeah, I love mix and matching like photography. I think those are cool when people do that, like just, you know, mix the toy lines. But yeah, like this is playful. It's fun.
Yeah. Tons of fun. Next one is one of mine. This is a new account that I saw that it's not a new account, but it's one new for me that I saw this week. This is Soko_cat. And she was doing these little barrels. And I was actually reading the little description, kind of talking about how since it was so small, it made it really difficult to dry brush. So like each of those like lines in the wood, the grain, like she did each one of those individually by hand. So that's just a lot of work for a little tiny piece like this. And it came out fantastic. So she had a lot of cool little miniature things on there. So yeah, definitely check it out because I thought this was neat.
Yeah, minis, man. That's where my painting really started, and they are a lot of fun. But yeah, the getting details on there really small is a challenge. These look great. Like I had to double take like 3 times to realize like the hand was actually holding it. I thought it was some sort of optical illusion in my head. But yeah, these are great, and I freaking love barrels, man. We
need more barrels.
They need to make like a barrel and chest set like they did like the Ox Crew, like
Oh my god,
science set and stuff. Just give me some barrels. Just give me some.
We're slowly getting those. I mean, with Figure Obscura, right? We got the clock and everything, but we do definitely need barrels. I 100% agree with that. Well,
you know, I know they got those like Miniverse things out right now, and I had a bad experience with the Lord of the Rings one. It just didn't set for whatever reason, and the weapons wouldn't come out. But I got one of the Harry Potter ones, and man, they're freaking cool. You know, you get a little cauldron, you get a table, you get some potion bottles and stuff. Like the bottle I got has like a snake wrapped around it. Like for $10, you get some cool little
Curtis. Which Lord of the Rings one did you get?
It was the one that has it's like a banner and then 2 swords.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine didn't set either. Like maybe I'm just terrible at it too. The resin is like so goofy. I didn't realize you had to like let it sit in the sun or like have like a light or something to let the resin sit. Otherwise, you know, it just like it doesn't sit. So like I don't know, tricky.
Yeah, it's just a mess, and it's not a whole lot of fun. But you know, like I said, that was just I had a bad experience with the Lord of the Rings one, but I think the Harry Potter ones have a lot more of like the little kind of trinkety things. Like I said, it's got a cauldron, a potion bottle and stuff. So, you know, if you're interested in things like this, those are pretty nice for $10. So
nice.
Next one is one of Jesse's.
Surprising no one, a fuzz monk. Surprising. I don't know if this is surprising, but Mecha Rekka was one of our guests last week in the form of Sean Finley, which
that surprised a bunch of people.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get to. The words just weren't working. But I just love that, again, the scale, you know, it looks like she's on a branch, holding like a branch of a tree, not just like a little twig. You know, just the mix and match parts with Artemis 2. I just think this makes a really cool looking female fuzz monk, and I dig it. Is that
Thistlethorn legs, but with the torso of Artemis?
It very well might be, and like
the feet
with her feet,
switched out. Okay, because the legs do look shorter than Artemis's. But yeah, this is cool. I like this. I actually. I like the figure first, and that's where my focus went. But then you kind of back up and you look at the actual shot, and that it's, you know, holding that branch and stuff. Like that's actually really cool.
Yeah, this is a great swap. I honestly I couldn't even tell that was a female at first. Like I thought this was Thistlethorn, and like until you like start looking at the details, that's when you realize like, oh wait, that's an upper torso change, and like all these go so well together. Honestly, like they meld so well. Like this is a really great shot.
Yeah, that's really cool thing about some of these factions. They've got these common color schemes to where you can mix and match them, and they look just perfect together. So, all right. Next one is one of mine. This is a WPG diorama, and he created a Hawkeye, which normally I would say is the most useless character in Marvel, but. This thing came out fantastic. I love like the shading details that he has in like the abs and all the different muscles and stuff. The purple and blue really pop. This thing came out fantastic. I really like it a lot.
It's really cool. I'm trying to figure out what those parts are, if they're from some of the Eternals movie figures or something, like the skirt piece. But if they were to do a Hawkeye comic accurate costume in the live action movies, this one gets pretty close to what I think a good looking like comic accurate suit for him would look like, without being goofy, because that mask piece has always been a bit ridiculous.
So I was gonna say this, but I wanted to confirm first. This is from a McFarlane figure, and I think most of what's on his Instagram is stuff that he converts from McFarlane to Marvel. Like he takes DC McFarlane, and So
I was trying to figure out what body that was. That was like
I don't know which body it is, but it does say that it is a McFarlane one. So
okay,
I could tell. Yeah. Well, now that you pointed out, now you can see like all the McFarlane-ness in it.
Yeah. And he did, you know, a bunch of X-Men and other Marvel characters and stuff. So yeah, check out that Instagram, WPG diorama. You know, it would be real easy to just go to the store and buy the Marvel ones, but he's like, nope, I want them a certain way, and he creates them and they look badass. So
yeah, this is so much better, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Next one is Jesse's.
So this is Mr. C, which we had on quite a while ago. but he is just trucking away with amazing dioramas, and I love seeing his stuff like at this stage because like you know exactly what this is. It's just not painted yet. But this was my first time I think seeing this build, like the double stair. It makes me think of something you'd see from like Three Musketeers, you know, when they're fighting up the stairway in the palace or something like that. And I just think it's such a great looking diorama. I can't wait to see some more finished photos of it. I think there's going to be, depending on who gets it, hopefully we get to see some really cool toy photography with it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said earlier, today I took, you know, this weekend off from painting and just played some video games and stuff. I think it's important to kind of balance your workout. And I love that with what Mr. C does, Mr. C, sorry, because he does a lot of like where he'll do some small like DTOF type dioramas. And then he'll do a big giant project like this. And then he'll do some smaller things a little bit. And then he goes and does another big giant project. So, you know, it's kind of his way of, you know, kind of taking it easy a little bit and then going massive again. And when he does these massive ones, man, they're just crazy out of control. So yeah. I know this is just the start of this, but yeah, it's going to be cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if you could take the two halves and turn them so they make a long, like a wide one, because those stairs look like they would line up perfectly.
Yeah.
I wonder how big Mr. C's basement is, because with that display, like with all the stuff they've been working on, is just insane. Like I don't know how they're pumping up so much like awesome dioramas. Like what the heck? Jeez.
I really want him to come to LegionsCon, man. Like, you know, I know we've got some great diorama makers there, but I think he would be he would turn some heads at LegionsCon.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. So, all right. Next one is one of mine. I believe this is my last one. This is Joe_G.Customs. That's our good friend Joe Gonzalez. And this is one of his swig ones. And he is doing this fun little thing. Obviously, we know about the 1,000 swigs, and you know we're bringing them to LegionsCon. Everybody's doing these customs and stuff. But Joe is actually kind of got like this story in his head that like these swigs have been sent out to like infiltrate all the different factions. So he is trying to do a swig that can get into each faction, and obviously this is the one that's going to sneak into Alithia. And I just think it's a lot of fun. You know, so yeah, it's, you know, cool idea. He's got another one that's like he used the Malfar wings and tail and painted it green. It looks pretty cool. This one is amazing. So yeah, I just love that he's adding that little twist to it to kind of spur on his creativity.
That's a Varg chest, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it's mostly a Varg with different wrists and the whatever the soft goods is, maybe from Lady Averona.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
But yeah, this is,
and then the paint match on the head. Yeah.
I know, say what people will about reusing heads, repainting heads. I mean, I know that's a swig head, and you know it's part of the whole 1,000 swig thing, but like it looks like a different character. Like I would buy this figure as is, you know, like from them. Yeah, it's really cool. Joe's killing it.
I mean, when he told me that, like that was his idea for it. Like, I just want to see like a Jagualian swig and like
really
a Minotaur swig and you know, it's like like every race that you can think of. I'm like, I want to swig in this, I want to swig in that. So can't wait
guitar.
Can't wait to see what else he comes up with. So. And I believe this might be the last one for the day. This is Jesse's.
And I was really nervous when I picked this one, because I'm like, there's no way Curtis didn't pick this one. And when I scrolled through, because normally I send the pictures to Curtis, but we were just, you know, running late with stuff this week, and I was like, I'll just post mine up. And I was like, oh, he picked a Raph one? What? He picked a Rogue? What? Like, I didn't look at him too closely, but I was like, all right, cool. Well, you know, since he's picking my stuff, I'm going to pick, I'm happy that I picked this one. So I saved this one for last. Because it's fun. Over on Instagram, we came across this page a while ago, and it is a lot of fun. All their shots are really cool. I love there's like the little Amazon package up front with the rat on it. There's some little something way back in the background. I don't know if that's Spider-Ham or I'm sure it's something else, like from something.
That's
cool
what
that
it looks
people-
like.
That's hard to see. Yeah.
I don't know if they're. I know some of the toy lines have like their own little characters or something. Yeah, it's just I just thought this was a really fun picture. The rain, and Donatello's not the one I would figure to go up against Batman for whatever reason. But sorry, Curtis, but I want Donnie to win, which I don't know if you're upset about that. But
No, I actually think Donnie is the perfect one to go up against Batman. I mean, they both rely on a bunch of technology. They're both very smart. They plan things out. Yeah, I think this would be a good battle. So, but yeah, I think I'd be rooting for Donnie in this as well. So,
yeah, where can I get those little Amazon boxes? Because those are awesome.
I don't know.
I'm wondering if it's those. Someone kept saying mini brands, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, it's miniature. No, like that's the name of those like little blind box balls you can get at Walmart and stuff. So I found those this week, and I got a Duracell pack of batteries, a 3M 3.5 floppy disk or a 5-inch floppy disk, and some other stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to get one of these every time I come to Walmart. So I'm wondering if it came from that, or if they just made it.
Dub says that the thing in the background is a Mezco grub. So
there we go.
So there you are. And I think that's it for shelf selections. We did have something else before we get off of the slideshow, because earlier this week, they had an amazing announcement for Four Horsemen for this Armory experience.
Woohoo.
And
Let's go.
Man, this thing just sounds like a ton of fun. Friday night on OffWorld, we had some people on there. Tanya McCoy joined us. David Williams was on there. Stephen Bishotti jumped in. Even Walter jumped on. And we were, kind of going through and picking out what we would pick for figures. So we kind of went through all the different steps and stuff. And it was just a ton of fun. And you realize as you go through there how many different options there are, and how you're not going to be able to get everything that you want. So you're going to have to really think about this before you get in there. So you don't have, that regret afterwards. But just wanted to quickly kind of walk through this. So, here's the 4 figures that they showed us right off the bat. I don't know. They said that there's going to be some in 25 that they'll have like pre-packaged figures. I don't know if it is these or if this is just a sample, but this is kind of what they showed us at first. Then you have the first step, which is choosing a head. We kind of talked a little bit about this on OffWorld because, in my opinion, and Joe was on there, he said the same thing. Like, this is like the least important part. like this is because if somebody's going to customize one of these figures, probably the main thing that they're going to do is buy a head from somebody at LegionsCon and pop it on here.
That's true.
When we were picking this, at least for me, I was really focusing more on the neck peg color than anything. As far as the head, it's probably just going to be an extra one that goes into my bin. But you get, these 5 different styles of heads and 4 different colors. So you pick one of those. Then you go to the torso. And you have, this is a little bit different because you have 3 different styles, but you have multiple colors because, the first 2 are pretty much the same as far as the metallics, but then you have this leather column and, they don't match up exactly to the armored ones, obviously, because it's supposed to be leather, but it gives you quite a bit different look from the first 2. Then you've got your arms and legs. And, same thing in the last column, some of those kind of change up. So like you don't have a purple, you've got a brown. The green is strikingly different. It has some copper in there, like we were looking at with the Thistlethorn earlier for some of the Xylonis colors. You got a black one in there. Then you've got you choose your armor. And then once you are done with that, you get this weapons pack, and everybody gets this same weapons pack. So, if you get your ticket, you go through and you can get up to 2 figures with 1 ticket. You would get 1 weapons pack per figure. And then the last step is the gag item, which is these items that are, kind of painted gold colored. And you get 1 of these items per figure. So it's not per ticket. If you pick up 2 figures, you get 2 of these items. So So guys, what are your thoughts on this as they rolled this out and you've been thinking about it the last few days? What's your thoughts on this whole armory thing?
I think this is going to be really fun for a lot of people. Like me personally, I think like I want at least a red Valiant Knight. Like that's just what I want. Like because I think the Valiant Knight for me is like one of my favorite figures like ever. So going back to that helmet, I do kind of prefer the Salit. That's how you say it. The second to the right.
Which one here?
The next to the Gorgo.
Okay.
Yeah. That one. Yeah. Like that's what I'm like trying to plan for. Cause like, just like you said, Curtis, like, I don't want to like regret like something. Like I'm trying to give some good thought to at least like a couple. Right. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jesse, what are your thoughts on this?
I think this is really cool. I know people have been asking for years for, kind of like a Build-A-Figure option. Obviously, this doesn't cover as big of a spectrum as I think people might have hoped for or wished, or, because, everybody wants everything. Not every, you know what I mean? But I think this is really cool. The fact that like you've got the little bundles, where you don't have to pick and choose every little part. So you get the head and the neck, and then you pick out your arm set. And, I think that's a cool way to help abbreviate the choices. Because, if you've ever gone to a store or been in a coffee shop or something with someone and they're ordering like a drink that has like 85 flavors in it.
Yeah.
It just, is giving me that kind of vibes. But this is really cool. I love that the leather options have such a different tone to them. Like it's not just red and purple. It would have been cool to see the red and purple, but I like the choices they made here. I think those are going to present some really cool combos. The red is real. I might try to do like an all red, like that real shiny, and then do like a green one with the mix and match with the leather, or maybe the black leather or something. I don't know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I think this, and I like that the weapons pack is just like
simple,
such a cool, like neutral set of colors that looks good with all four of the options. I think that's really cool. And the gag items are fun.
I think this really promotes like the pop and swapping, because people like, especially new collectors that just look at the Legions, they probably don't realize that you can swap parts. So like, if anything, from like their perspective, it gives them like that almost marketing, right? Of like, hey, you can actually build these together. So this is kind of a lot of new people come to LegionsCon for the first time, and they're going to experience that, right? So I think it's cool.
They also made some really smart choices on what they paired together and stuff. Because, for those of us that have, broke these things completely apart, there's certain pieces that are a little bit harder to get apart or harder to get back together. I think they made it in such a way that you put these parts in a tray, and it's going to be really easy for somebody to assemble this thing on the spot without the need of, boiling water or a hair dryer or something like that. The only kind of, after we were going through it the other night, just based on the leather parts, I really wish that the waist piece was with the torso, because like if you get like the green leather torso, you kind of have to get the green leather waist piece. Otherwise it doesn't really look right, but then you're stuck with that set of pauldrons that also go with it. So you're kind of locked into this choice if you pick that kind of thing. But still, they did a great job. And I did want to say, because I've heard somebody Van mention that this green for the leather looks kind of like a lime green. In every picture that we've seen of them actually on display, as well as when they showed them on Wednesday night, it looks more like a dark green. It does not look kind of this lime color, I guess. So just FYI.
He saw it in person at IshCon. Whether he remembers it or not is another story, but he saw that torso in person.
Yeah. So, but yeah, really cool thing. There's multiple different ways to get these. So if you're an interns are going to have a chance for it. Saturday, there's going to be a line where they're going to hand out tickets. I don't know how many tickets. I would imagine there's going to be a good amount. Because I think Jeremy on the show said something like, well, if we're on number 5 ticket and you got ticket 120, like you can probably go shop for a little bit. That tells me there's probably going to be quite a few tickets. So yeah, you got an opportunity at Intern, you got an opportunity Saturday, you got an opportunity Sunday. And then for the people that are vendors, there's a segment at the end of Saturday when they shut down the main room, and then the vendors have an opportunity to go through there as well. So, multiple different ways to get these. One of the things that we tried to reiterate on Friday when we were talking about this is I think we all want this to be successful. It's a really fun thing, and we would like to see them do more of this in the future. And with that in mind, please make sure that you're courteous and you're not pushing and shoving and you're not giving somebody a hard time because they're trying to make their pick and, any of that stuff. Like, let's make sure this goes as smoothly as we can. We know that there's some logistical nightmares that come with this for them, and they're really trying something new to have fun. So let's make sure that we work with them to make it a good experience. So
yeah, I think it would be good for like the veteran Legion collectors to plan theirs out, because you definitely know the new people are going to want to take their time, right? Or like the guests of those people, right? So I think that is a good point, Curtis. Like, we don't know how this is going to go, and like, if anything, like, they're pretty good at readjusting, right? Like that one LegionsCon where was it 2 years ago where the line was like pretty long, and then next day they split it, right? And like they're just real quick at pivoting stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, cool stuff. All right. So it's
great. You can go
ahead.
You can go check that out on Source Horseman and see all those pictures. If you're going to LegionsCon, you can plan ahead accordingly, like you were saying, Curtis and Nolan. And I think, oh crap. Oh, where'd it go?
I'm not sure. Somewhere
there, Gussie.
Oh, I know it's really difficult as a fan and a collector. I know this because I was a big fan of other lines that, like, I was never going to make it to San Diego Comic-Con. A, I don't think I could handle that crowd. B, that's an expensive trip, an expensive place to stay and all that. It looks like a lot of fun, but there are certain things, like, I was never going to get certain figures or certain versions of things for that stuff. So for people not being able to come to LegionsCon, like, not rubbing it in your face anyway, because I mean, that's a choice people have to make, whether they can afford that trip or not. And as far as completionists go, I think you can relax on these if you can't get there, because they're not official figures of the line. They're not named. It's generic. It's build a figure. It's like, if you're a Lego completionist, you can't go buy everybody's personal build a mini that they've ever done at like a theme park or something, So it's oh,
that looks good.
I just wanted to pull this up. I saw some people in the chat talking about the green. This is actually from this weekend at ToyCon New Jersey. And there's multiple pictures of this. And also Hedgehog did a walkthrough of ToyCon. It's on his YouTube, so you can see these figures. But I in my opinion, this looks different than what's on that sheet, and I actually like this quite a bit better. So yeah,
that looks good. I actually didn't even realize like the helmet was painted like the T right there. It's like white. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, let me go back to the slide.
Maybe I just glanced at it
because it's kind of hard to see on there, but that's the one in the the third row down all the way to the right. So yeah, it does look like that has that kind of cross painted a different color. So
yeah.
And I can't tell if it's white or if that's just a brighter metallic, like more of a, I don't know, like a steel or silver or something. So
that's still cool though. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, to me, that green is like, because that's like the one part, like I was looking at it and looking at the different colored armors, the metallics, and even the leathers. Like, we've got black leather, we've got brown leather, we've seen some of these things, but like green, we don't have green leather. So that one looks pretty cool. Trevor says he thinks that it's silver on that the cross on that helmet. So just FYI. Awesome. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And I imagine we're just the hits are going to keep coming as we get closer. Man, it's gonna be exciting. So you guys ready for it? You ready for LegionsCon?
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready. I keep thinking about it like all the time right now. Every time it's the fall season, I'm like, oh no, season, here we go. Legions. I think it was the Legions Lounge when they started doing the Road to LegionsCon. I'm like, oh no, already. Wow, here we go. Summer just ended.
Yeah, I mean I know looking at our calendar for because we've got our schedule planned out for all the way through LegionsCon at this point, and it's just like banger after banger. Like every single week, it's like, man, this is gonna be fun. But yeah, it'll be here before you know it, and just have to soak it in, try to savor that weekend, because then we got to go another 12 months. So
we probably
the nice thing is after LegionsCon, hopefully by the end of the year, unless there's been an update that I missed, they're hoping that Necronominus will be shipping before the end of the year or right by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, LegionsCon's over, and within a couple weeks, Necronominus stuff might start shipping out. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a figure obscura between now and LegionsCon. Like, that would surprise me.
We should get 2, right? Or just based on the schedule, we Halloween one and a Christmas one.
I would imagine we're going to get one before LegionsCon and one right after LegionsCon. Right. Based on history is what I would guess. So question here from Schmerberburger. Says, Trevor, you going to do any pictures of the Armory figures? So yeah, Trevor, feel free to answer. My guess would be that he is going to definitely do pictures for the ones that they're going to sell in 25. I don't know that he would be doing any for the, what they have currently. So, but yeah, Trevor, let us know if I'm incorrect there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Schmerber says All-Star 6 will be shipping soon too, and the retailer wave. I know the retailer appreciation wave is coming, should be here before LegionsCon. So,
oh my gosh,
dude, that Fisher Price figure, dude.
I just got really the Adventure People off eBay.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That looks so good. There's so much cool stuff coming, and like, I mean, just the exclusives for LegionsCon look so good. Like, I know this Armory experience is kind of the new cool thing. It's like that meme with the guy with his girlfriend looking back at the other, other girl. It's like, yeah, I know that the Armory experience is cool, but man, don't forget those exclusives, because man, especially that Monster Creator set, that thing looks awesome. So
I feel like that's like walking past any table at LegionsCon. Like, you're like. You walk and then you see something you didn't see, and it's, I mean, I got through a quarter of the show last year, so we'll see if I can get through more.
It's just so overwhelming. I mean, I can't wait for that monk. Whose character is that one? Is that George's?
Gaspar.
That's George.
I like that one.
Dub says figure obscura around the end of month. That would be probably my guess too. I know some other people, Schmerber, were predicting them like a couple weeks ago, and we were like, no,
too early.
Too early.
And we do have whatever this in stock sale that's going to have the gunner, the heavy gunner coming up. I think last I heard was sometime in October. So
yeah.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it was supposed to initially be September, and then they said they pushed it back to October, right?
I think between RetroCon last week, ToyCon this week, I think it was just a lot going on. That's just my assumption. That's not.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it from Jesse.
Yeah,
I mean, Jeremy said on Mythic Conversations a couple weeks ago they were pushing it back to October. So
okay.
Now he gives us a Jeremy said. It doesn't sound as confident.
Someone quote that, please.
That's what he said. Me confident?
Here I just got sent this from Big Greg. This was the display at ToyCon this weekend. So obviously a little hard to see because it's the full shot, but they had a lot of different combos on display. So like I said, check out Hedgehog's YouTube. I know he did a walkthrough, and then also
I don't think that's a picture of toys.
Yes, it is.
That's Greg looking down at regular cosplayers in
Armory. Yeah, so check out Dub's pictures, check out Hedgehog's YouTube. But yeah, like each combination that I saw, like as Hedgehog was going through it, I was like, oh, that's a cool one, I should do that. And then he'd get to the net. Oh, that I know that one's better. Oh,
I hate it. I hate this decision making right now.
Yeah,
because it's just like last minute. Oh my gosh, like it's killing me.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna be coming in, I think you said Thursday, right?
Thursday night, yeah, I should be fine. Yeah, so I definitely want to catch G-Con in the morning, so I'll be probably arriving Thursday night. So
gotcha. Now they put out this like schedule of events, and it was pretty full. There's a lot of stuff on there. Have you already like planned out your weekend, kind of what things you're gonna hit and stuff?
You know, I mean, that's the thing is everyone keeps posting like all these customizers keep posting all this stuff. When I think I'm like landing on someone, I'm like, oh no, I gotta hit this table up first. No, I gotta hit this. Like,
right.
I always feel like, you know, screw it, I'm just gonna do it like a last minute decision when I get to the show. But I mean, like I try to have a shopping list in my head, you know, just so I'm not like driving myself crazy. So I'm like, all right, did I hit these certain tables? Am I satisfied? Because there's definitely customizers out there that I do want to get ahead, like from every year, you know. So
right.
Yeah,
I totally get what you're saying. Like it, you know, I know the analogy's been made a few times now, but it's like, you know, waiting in line at a amusement park or something. Like you're not going to be able to ride every single ride. So it's like, okay, which rides am I willing to wait in line for? Understanding that some lines are going to be longer than others, you know, and maybe there's certain rides that are going to get shut down at a certain point, you know, because like there's going to be vendors that are going to run out of certain things. So you gotta make choices on
last year. Yeah, last year, I think I was like probably the like maybe 10th person in line to get into the floor show. And like the people in front of me were like, we're all going to hit up Eric Miller's table. And they all ran to it. Like as soon as the doors open, as soon as Jeremy said, announce it, I was like, oh, here we go. Everyone's coming in. Like they're all rushing. I'm like, okay. So, I mean, you know, he's definitely going to be a hit this year. I mean, obviously, right. One of the best customizer painters right now. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure people are shopping around.
Well, and there's going to be some folks there with exclusives that like you can only get there. Like, you know, I know D13 had one last year. We already heard that we're going to get an exclusive Odious for LegionsCon. So I mean, those are things too that people like once they're out, like they're only going to bring so many. So once they're gone, they're gone. So yeah, it adds a whole different dynamic to it. So
like good luck everyone. Just it's going to be a chaos whirlwind. So good luck everyone.
Yep.
Hey, no one has to worry, at least as far as what I have. I'm going to have very little things for sale at my table. Now, Brian and Mark will have a bunch of their stuff. So like their parts and everything and some customs. I'll have a couple customs, but my table is going to be pretty show like presentery this year. So I don't know. Yeah. I was trying to be funny about don't rush for my table, but come see Mark and Brian.
All right, everyone stop by your table or someone's table, and then you run to Jesse. So that's what we're all Jesse's the 100% second.
And then you can go get all of the awesome capes.
Either I'll tell you what, I'm honestly happy that I'm a vendor, so I don't have to worry about what I'm doing at the beginning of each morning. Like I would be so stressed out and changing my mind every 2 seconds. So the fact that I can just sit at my table and watch all the other people freak out is pretty great.
There's a lot of panic in line. Like I tell you, like I walk up and down the line. Sometimes I'm just like talking to a bunch of people, and some people are like, you know, you can see it in their eyes. Like, I don't know where to go first. I don't know where to go first. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, you know, I feel it too. Like I get it. Like
because if you're like standing in a line, like let's say that you line up for the Armory experience, right? And you're standing in line, and they go to hand out the tickets, and the doors open. While you're standing there waiting for your ticket, other people are buying the stuff that you want. Like they're out there, they're getting the stuff. Like that's our stuff, and they're putting it in their bag. You know, so yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
The one thing you don't have to worry about at an amusement park, there's no height restriction or limitations.
That's true.
On the lines at LegionsCon. So
this is true. Yep. even Big Greg can get in. As long as he might have to duck underneath a couple doors, but you know. Yeah, so let me just pull this up real quick, kind of take a look. So we've got, so this is Saturday, so the showroom opens 8 to 5. You know, we know about the Armory experience. Then we got this 2 to 4 says specifics to be revealed.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, a little 2-hour slot there. And then on Sunday, they've got the same thing. They've got 2 more, one from 10 to 12 and one from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Specifics to be revealed. So not sure what that's going to be. But that's another kind of, thing that we got to look forward to.
What the heck?
I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, folks in the chat, or if either of you guys know, that all 3 of those are the same event. Like, it's not.
Jeremy didn't say they were exactly the same, but he said if you go to one of them, you're going to pretty much get the gist of it. So,
right. But it's not like you have to go to each one.
No, you don't have to go to all 3. Right. He said if you go to one, you'll get what you need to get out of it.
Yeah, I hear everyone's gonna get a free dragon, which is pretty cool. Like,
maybe, I don't know.
It'll be one of those 3D printed ones that like wiggle when you hold the tail.
There you go.
Then we've got 5 to 7 exhibitor only. 7 to 8:30, you've got the pop and swap parts exchange. Then 9 o'clock, you got Legions in the lobby, as well as My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me. And this is Saturday. Let me roll back because Friday I skipped all of Friday. Obviously, we got GCon, right?
Yeah.
Then we've got, let's see, the customizing studio event, which we did convert all of the waitlist people. So if you haven't heard from me, I didn't have your name, but everybody that was down and everybody that was on the wait list has been converted, and we've collected all the money, gotten all the shirt sizes. That's all ready to go. So that should be a lot of fun. And then 9 o'clock on Friday, we got Purple Gang Gang live. So
nice.
You never know what's going to go on with those guys. They're very unpredictable.
It'll be very purple.
That's true. Do you think I missed something on this one, Jesse? Oh, the double jointed.
The double jointed. Yeah.
Yep. 6 to 7. So, yep. Catch a live recording. That one's going to be on the 3rd floor. So, I think most of the recordings are going to be on the 3rd floor, except for I know ours will be downstairs in the hall like we did last year. I'm not sure where the ladies are going to be because Legion's ladies are going to do, it's not on the calendar here, but they're going to do a show on Thursday. So details to come on that, but they're going to be doing a live show on Thursday as well. So
very cool.
Let's see. So then Sunday we've got showroom 8 to 4. We've got the 2 specifics to be revealed. 11 a.m. photo of 1,000 swigs. Wow. So yeah, bring your swigs, whether they're new in box, whether they're customized, whether you painted, you popped and swapped, whatever, bring your swigs. Then we've got vendor breakdown, and then 8 p.m. we've got a shooting the shelf / OffWorld. We'll be setting up in the hallway. And as people are going and they've really desperately got to pee, we're going to say, nope, you got to come on camera first. And they're going to try not to wet themselves as we interview them. So
maybe this is just me projecting, but if you're going down that far in the hallway to use that bathroom, you're probably not going to pee. I'm assuming you're trying to be considerate of your roommates or the people that are around.
Maybe.
You never know. I mean, because there's nothing else going on down there at that time of night. So
yeah,
just let the flag fly in the wind, if you will.
Yeah.
So with that schedule, Nolan, what pops out at you? What are the things that you're like, man, I'm super stoked for?
I mean, like anything that they're going to reveal is like, so I'm very excited for GCon. I always love GCon. Like when they do those reveals, like that bear, like the crowd was so loud when we were there last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited to see what they got there. And then I just want to see I want to see our free dragon that we're getting, so I'm very excited.
Yep.
This weekend's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, this specifics to be revealed. We'll see what those are. The thing here's the thing that makes me nervous about this. There's like no breaks. Like there's not like a, like on the GCon day, 10 to 4 GCon, and then immediately a 4 vendor badge pickup and start setting up. So it's like boom, boom, you're starting to set up. And then we're doing that for a while. And then we've got the customizing studio event at 7. And then we're right into Purple Gang Gang at 9. And it's just like, boom, 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 boom. Like, and Saturday, I mean, running the show 8 to 5 and then doing the private from 5 to 7. That's so like, you know, the vendors basically are going to be there from 8 to 7, just nonstop. Yeah. I guess what I'm saying, folks, is make sure you take time to get a bite to eat. Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. I understand that it's going to be very tempting to just spend all your time hanging out with your friends and stay up till, 3 or 4 in the morning. But,
Bill.
Spot on, Bill. Spot on.
There you go.
We're going to change the name to Pooping the Shelf.
I'm going to start selling Legions branded dependable Legions adult diapers.
That'll work.
There's your exclusive, Jesse. There you go. Just for LegionsCon.
4 metallic colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, like I said, take care of yourself, take care of the other people around you, be nice to your neighbors, be nice to the employee studio people. That's their official title now. Employee studio people. You may even see shirts with that, I'm not sure. But yeah, be nice to them as well. So
is that a thing? I've been saw comments in the chat about like employee studio people is tight.
Yeah, it's a new title. So
okay.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Or the Four Horsemen?
I can give you some more information. It was developed Friday night during OffWorld. So
okay.
But
okay.
yeah,
I'll just have to listen to OffWorld at work tomorrow.
I mean, you're telling everyone to sleep, but like I'm pretty sure last year people were up till like 3 a.m. in the hallway. So
I did that the first year, and well, I did a couple mistakes the first year. Number one, I didn't savor all the moments. So after LegionsCon was over, I was like in a deep depression afterwards because I didn't realize how much I was going to miss everybody afterwards. And then I chose to leave Sunday, which was just a dumb idea because like you're going hard all day Sunday and then trying to drive home after that. Like when I've got a 17-hour drive minimum, like that's not good.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get enough sleep. And so, yeah, I felt like absolute dog crap by the time I got home. So, listen, I'm not here to be your parent. I'm not going to tell you guys what you can and can't do, but you'll be doing yourself a service if you at least get yourself a good 6-hour sleep. Make sure you drink some water and get something to eat that's not just, a candy bar. So,
I mean, we've got 3 years of experience at LegionsCon already, so we definitely know how to prepare. And you just got to keep warning people, like, hey, like you will get tired. So
I think the difference is that it gets more packed with, like, in the past years, it's like, yeah, it was busy from this time to this time, but now it's like there's something scheduled the whole time. So it is just super busy. And I'm actually looking forward to, because I'm getting in on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to Wednesday night and Thursday night because there's nothing on the schedule and I can just hang out with people and talk and go to the pub and, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Trevor says 5 to 6 hours. Yeah, I agree. If you get at least a good 5-6 hours, you're good. So, but yeah, Dorclair said, confirm that he'll be there Wednesday night through Monday morning.
Nice.
If you can stay till Monday morning, that's the best idea because trying to leave Sunday, even if you're not driving that far, it's just not a great idea. So
I know it feels like you're saying goodbye to like all your friends. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to leave yet.
Yeah, they're still partying in the lobby, and you're like, I gotta leave.
Dang.
So Nolan, let's talk a little bit about your YouTube, your Instagram, what kind of stuff you got going on. So, we already kind of teed you up a little bit as far as the stuff that you've done with LegionsCon and GCon and kind of that kind of stuff. But yeah, tell us a little bit how you got started with this stuff.
I mean, like, I think my channel really just started during the pandemic. Like that's when I decided to like just start recording my stuff, I've always been into like the vlogging content and like trying to make that kind of stuff. So like, I wasn't really collecting toys as an adult until the pandemic. So that's when I just started picking it up. I was just literally out of boredom. Like one day I like during it was like October, like after the pandemic started, I went to Target. I went and got the Lego AT-AT and then I built it and I was like, man, what the heck? Like I haven't felt like this since like I was a kid. So, and then like I think I just started getting into the realm of YouTube, and then I started like watching people pick up action figures and stuff. And I was like, like Star Wars action figures, Black Series, that's how I transitioned. And then like discovered toy hunting videos. And then I'm like, I could do this. Like I could totally do this, and it's like this isn't actually my first round on YouTube. I had a gaming channel like back in 2014.
Awesome.
So like I wanted to pick something back up because typically I'm like an oversharer in general. So I'm like, I'm gonna just channel it towards YouTube, towards Instagram, and then eventually like the Lego and Black Series stuff, it evolved into like I leaked and I saw some like Mythic Legions like within the toy hunting community. And then like I was like, what the heck is this? Like I never considered like picking up fantasy action figures. I was like, what the heck? So like it just opened a window for me after I saw that. And like during the pandemic, it was like almost impossible to get Mythic Legions. So like I was like, all right, how do I do this? Like how does this work? Like because I know how to find Black Series at a Target, but I can't find Mythic Legions anywhere. And anything I do find is like $150. So I was just like, what? Like how does this work? And then that's when I like took a deep dive and I learned about the studio. I learned about like pre-orders. So I started collecting when the Poxus wave was like announced, like after that Sir Gerard LegionsCon, like literally when that announced, that's when I like was like, okay, I'll take this a little more serious. I'm gonna try a pre-order. And then that's like
but you were at that LegionsCon though, right? With
not the Sir Gerard one, no, the one after. So so whatever that year, and then like I learned a couple of things. I'm like, you know what? This is cool enough for me to like, I'll fly down to New Jersey and, like just record this content. Cause it's like, I didn't think I think at the time I saw maybe one person record LegionsCon cause I looked it up and I'm like, no one's really recording stuff here. So maybe I'll give it a shot. Like,
you were there, the one with the Furious 4, right? Like
that one was like my first. 22.
I remember because that's my first LegionsCon that I went to, and I had brought some figures to set up. I wasn't planning on selling anything. I was just setting up some stuff at Lynn's table and stuff. And like you started going around to all the different tables and like asking people questions and filming their stuff. And I'm like, that's so freaking cool. Like it's just that like somebody's collecting all this information and stuff. That's awesome. And then last year I saw you at when we were at Intern, and they have like those figures on display for like the newer waves that are getting ready to come out and stuff. Yeah. And like you're just like looking at all the packaging samples and like taking shots and stuff. And I mean, just a cool experience. And for you to be able to capture that and share it with people is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like it kind of just went hand in hand. With liking the Legions, and then how can I contribute? Because I don't have a podcast like you guys, so I'm like, maybe I'll just try to capture these shows. Like, I think I saw you at MuskieCon like the last year, not this year's. I didn't go this year. I think I saw you and Steve Shoddy at your guys' table. I picked something up from Eric Miller too. But I try to capture like if it's local, like when the Four Horsemen were here in Chicago, the last Kane County, I was able to get their table with Travis and them, and just see like Cullen and stuff. So it was cool, like just sprinkled throughout the year, just seeing people like, oh my god, like I love this like community. It's so fun. Like it's just brings me back to 2 years ago when I just decided to, just go all in with the Legions. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I hear that Kane County is just ridiculous, like just huge and like everything you could ever imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean Diego was running around with like a box of, I don't even know what those figures were. Glyos figures. Yeah, like I saw like I was just walking around and I saw Diego like talking to some guy, and there was a table filled with Glyos, but Diego was walking with a box away, and I was like, are you good? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm really good. But Kane County, I highly recommend it if you've never been to it and you're like in the area. There is going to be an October show. Like it's the biggest show in Chicago, so biggest toy show. Like you're just gonna find anything you want there. Like it's, if you collect vintage stuff, like new stuff, like there's vendors all over the place.
And is that twice a year that they do that?
They do it 3 times.
3 times.
April, July, and October. Gotcha. Travis doesn't set up the table in July. He like goes on vacation, but he does the April and October show. And then David too, Horsehead, he's there. He'll set up tables. Articulated Empire too. Steve, shout out to Steve. I just saw him today actually. There was a toy con today that I just went to in Chicago, and I always forget that like he's in the area too. So when I see him, I'm like, "Yo, what's up, dude?" So I did pick up a Legion from him today, actually. So
excellent.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up was your Instagram. I don't know, Jesse, are you able to pull up his Instagram? I know we've had problems with that, but because you've got some like swaps and different things on there. The one that I love is the Minotaur that you got. I guess you picked up a head, I think, from Frank Lira.
Yep.
And you just put like a little piece of fur on it and stuff. And dude, it's so freaking cool. Like I love that figure.
Yeah, thanks.
So, yeah, I just wanted to take a look at that. So tell us a little bit about your Instagram and what kind of stuff you've got on there.
So like I wasn't originally gonna make an Instagram when I like started my YouTube channel. It was like my cousin. He was like, "Hey, dude, like if you're gonna make a YouTube channel, like put an Instagram out too." So like on my Instagram, I mean, I just try to post like pop and swaps, or like I try to highlight the community's like customs that they make, and like I love supporting like everyone that I can, especially if I think they've done like killer job with it. So like this one was just totally random. I just like I didn't even realize Frank Lira was gonna have a table at King County.
What's the fur? Is that something that you got from a different figure?
That's Vorthog's. That's Vorthog's.
Gotcha.
That's Vorthog's.
And you just put it around his neck, and dude,
yeah,
it looks so freaking cool. I remember when I first saw this, I was like, "Yeah, that thing's badass."
That really sells the hair into the body. Transition.
Yeah, I mean, like the color, and I'm sure he painted the head before you put all this together, or knew that you were going to put this together. The match, on that first shot, especially with the hair on the figure that's painted to the fur, looks perfect. Like it looks like it's the exact same thing.
I had to play with this one. I mean, like, so this one was like a last minute. Like, I wanted to show this head off mostly, but like the pop was kind of just random. I'm like, I have a Valiant Knight right here. I have a Gladiator. Let me just see what I can do.
Yeah.
So like I played around with this, and I'm like, okay, this one kind of works. But like it's funny because like I never keep these swaps the way they are. Like I take a picture of them and then I put them back together. Like I never keep I'm like terrible at
Gotcha.
That's because I only have like one of each figure, so I'm like, I like mess around with the.
Well, now I'm definitely going to be taking apart a Vorthog to get that fur piece, and I've got one of those heads that I'm going to paint up, so I got to recreate this. But yeah, I mean, a lot of cool stuff on here.
Yeah,
I love these orcs.
I know Curtis loves.
Have you been collecting a lot of these, or?
This one's a third party. Anything like World of Warcraft, like
right?
I love. Like
these are the Memory Toys ones. I know they've got like, I want to say they got like 6 or 7 of them now out at this point.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Like
they're really
all things
cool.
Considered, I mean, like that was literally the reason why I even started collecting Legions was because of World of Warcraft, and I'm like, there's no real lore here, so like it works, and I try to play with the the pictures and the angles and the well, yeah, I mean, like it's just fun. Like I have so much fun when I post these, and like you get good responses from that. Yeah, that's just
I played World of Warcraft for 10 years myself, so I'm in the exact same boat, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you were Horde if you're all about the orcs.
Listen. I started out Horde, and I switched because I had a bunch of friends that were on the Alliance, and I wanted to play with them.
Okay, how do I leave this chat right now? How do I like? Can I just?
But that's also how I met my wife. So had I not switched to Alliance, cool. I wouldn't have met my wife. So yeah, it was a good decision.
That was a good decision.
But yeah, I've always been Horde at heart. But yeah, I played Alliance for most of my time. So I like this.
Always,
just sitting on the
always Horde right here for the time I played
for the Horde.
Just sitting on the windowsill at the campfire.
Yeah. I know I picked this shot from this photos you posted a couple weeks ago. I think we had this one on the shelf selections that week, and it just made me think of the old cat posters, like hang in there. And it just was a lot of fun. But I know I knew I had seen this one. I just can't believe I didn't pick this one because I, like Curtis just said, it's so cool seeing that figure look so realistic with that fire on like a windowsill. Like it's a weird juxtaposition. I love it.
Yeah, I was trying to I think with that shot, like, because like before I collected toys, something I admired was minimalism. So like I like to work with like really simple like angles when I'm just taking like shots like that. That one I just had like randomly in mind, where I always wanted to take a picture, like a shot like that, where it's just like, it's bare, but it's like realistic, but it's like also like, oh, this is a toy you're looking at, so that was my goal for that. But the skeleton is so perfect. The skeleton is so perfect. It's so fun. Like I have
storing his weapons there. Yeah.
Yeah, I took so many pictures. I took so many pictures. Like I was like, am I just being spammy right now if I put them all on my Instagram? Like, I'm like, whatever, I screw it. I'm just gonna post a bunch of them.
Not at all.
Yeah.
These feels like two buddies that went on like a camping trip from like not Romeo and Juliet, but they're from opposite sides of like some like conflict, but they just want to go hang out and camp and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, these were really fun to take. And I mean, like the place we stayed at in Wisconsin was so nice. Like I'm like, this is all atmospheric here. I'm gonna take some shots. I'm gonna try to be like Elijah, cap and beard. Just like I'm gonna take some outside shots. Let's do that.
Outside shots are always fun. Juan here says, check the upcoming Undead action figure for Memory Toys. I have not seen that yet, so I'll have to check that out. I know that they showed a Varian Wren figure that's out.
Yep.
And that thing looks awesome. So
yeah,
I got that. Yeah,
I got that on pre-order. I also got the Lich King Arthas on pre-order. Like,
I didn't see that. Who is that from Memory as well?
I think it is also Memory. I ordered it off 5K. Anything World of Warcraft.
I got the Illidan one that with the light up eyes and stuff. That thing's so good.
It's one of the best figures this year.
Yeah,
like 100%.
What about did you get in on the Murlocs?
I did. Yeah, I pre-ordered some, so I'm waiting for those to come in.
Yeah, I was talking to Darla about it, and I showed her the 3. I'm like, if you were going to get one of them, which one would you get? And she picked the same one that I was thinking. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pre-order that one. I didn't need all 3 of them, but I wanted to get at least one. So,
yeah. I think that Undead one, Keith just said it. It's a Warlock and an Imp familiar.
Oh, nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Rob Zamora he's been a member for 8 months. He's got a little ghost and I guess a fox there. Is that what that is?
Because he's the El Spooky Zorro.
Spooky.
Okay.
So Ghost is spooky, Zorro is fox.
I didn't know that. I mean, I know Ghost is spooky, but
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing looks really good. It's giving you the bird.
That's pretty freaking cool.
I think you have to buy that imp separate, or there's like an option to like get that. But the articulation on that looks crazy, honestly.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Man, I just want... So for most of my time playing in the Alliance, like the only race that I could play that I didn't think was dorky was the Draenei. So like I just want them to do a Draenei so bad.
Oh, I think they will at some point. Like,
yeah, I think so too.
They're slowly rolling these out, so all the World of Warcraft stuff is just,
They've done some World of Warcraft statues with them, but I'm like, I want a like articulated Draenei figure. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll see. All right. So between now, are you going to Kane County then? The one in October?
Yeah, I'll be at that Kane County. I think Savage Crucible is going to be there too.
Okay.
So I'll check out their table. I don't have any of their other figures besides Como the Isle, so I'll probably see what they got. But yeah, the October show is gonna be good. That's one of my favorite. I just love toy hunting in the fall. I think that it's like toy season for me personally. I usually try to take breaks and like not go crazy all the time. So I got that, and then we got LegionsCon, right? So it's like just go crazy the second half of the year.
Yeah. Any other shows between now and LegionsCon besides Kane?
There is a local like toy con. They have it monthly here, and that's what I just went to today. It's like a Bridgeview toy con. So if you're local to Chicago, it's like a good little like, if you need to go on the weekend, it's just a great little stop. But that's pretty much the only shows I'll be going to until LegionsCon. But trying to save the funds for LegionsCon because that's where I want to go all out. Like
totally.
Yeah.
I was trying to think when you were mentioning that about Savage Crucible. They got one. I think it's Jaeger, maybe if I'm pronouncing that right. That figure looks freaking dope.
Is that like the wolf guy?
Yeah, with like the hood over his head and stuff, and like
looks
like a prototypical rogue. yeah, he looks badass. So that if I was gonna pick one up, that would be the one I'd be picking up. So because I'm just not
that?
I'm not into the lizard reptile people.
Oh, the
Jaeger, yeah, from Savage Crucible. So I'm not a lizard guy. So or snake or whatever. Lar. Yeah. So besides Legions, obviously we see some Star Wars stuff in the background.
Don't say.
Is there, what else are you into? Obviously we see Star Wars, but yeah, what other stuff are you into?
Honestly, like that's pretty much it. Like I because I did have I was really into Marvel Legends for a bit, but then I decided I wanted to just really funnel down the collection just so I can go all out with a lot of these lines, because like I said even earlier when we were backstage, I was like, I have these Lego sets, but it's Lego is so expensive. It's $350 for a set. If you really want a good one, it's
right.
So I kind of just have to pick and choose whenever. So as I'm collecting the last couple of years, I'm all right, I went crazy all out with everything, and now I'm really funneling it down. So Legions have been really my choice because of just because of the community too. That's really the main thing, is I just love interacting with people, because that's pretty much what made it fun. Because I do remember I was joining these I was invited to so many of these Marvel Legend groups and these Black Series groups, and man, the complaining was nonstop. Literally, when I think it was the Rancor HasLab when that was coming out, I was oh my god, guy, for me, I'm a positive guy. I'm very positive. I like to think I'm the more optimistic, cautiously optimistic side. I don't really going into these things because what am I going to do? Complain online all the time? That's just not what I'm not joining this hobby to complain. I'm here to enjoy something. So I found just naturally I've gravitated towards this community of Legion collectors, where everyone's really supportive of each other, and not only that, just talented. So I like that. That's where I kind of just want my staple to be, even though it's not the most popular thing right now. I mean, and I'm saying Legions are getting popular, right? My most popular videos on my channel have to do with Spider-Man and Dragon Ball Z stuff, but the Legion stuff is starting to slowly, I see it over the last 2 years. I see the traffic growing, not only that, Instagram and YouTube, people are starting to really get into it. I mean, you got Robo coming in this year, right? You got you got some guys coming into LegionsCon that I'm just yeah, you would have expected that a couple of years ago, but now these guys are starting to see it. And not only that, they're starting to see how cool the people are in the studio is, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this last week with Sean and Nathan. About 3-4 years ago, if you didn't know Mythic Legions existed, it wasn't in your face. It's not like you're going to toy shows and you're seeing it all the time, or you go online and you're seeing it. You kind of had to know somebody, or you had to just kind of spot it as you're looking through and you find it. It was like a needle in a haystack kind of thing. But now you've got, they've increased their number of retailers a lot. They've made it to a lot more shows. They've got street teams now, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's just becoming more present. And then you add in Cosmic Legions and Figure Obscura, and now there's some folks that maybe wouldn't have collected mythics that are kind of getting into this. So are you into those two lines as well, or are you just kind of with the sword and sorcery?
I cherry pick in the cosmics. I like here or there, Aesopedian. That's my favorite. I think when they first announced it, that was the one figure I'm okay, I definitely have to have that. A gray alien, are you kidding me? That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So I'm of course I'm going to support the studio with that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean Figure Obscura. Oh yeah, I love all the Figure Obscura stuff. I pick them all up. I always going all in, I almost blindly, because I'm I know I'm gonna like it. I'm racing with everyone, whenever I'm refreshing, I'm oh, me too. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Just because I mean, like I said, when I started collecting this stuff, it was hard to find. It was so hard to find this stuff, and they never did an in stock sale. My first in stock sale was the reinforcements, right? So that was when I ordered 27 figures. That was my first real order. I was I'm getting this. I'm doing this. Well, that's how I know. That's
It's funny. George was on Purple Gang Gang last night, and he was saying how, people have talked for years like this stuff. It should be easier to get. Like, it would be nice if you guys had stuff, available and that kind of thing. And then they put stuff available. Like right now, there's stuff on Store Horseman available, and then people say, "Oh, well, those figures are dead. They're not moving. Like nobody wants them." Like, no, they're trying to give you what you wanted. It's like,
which is it? Which is it, guys? Come on.
Yep.
Sometimes you just can't win. So,
no. I mean, you got people collecting like purely for like value, but like I just actually like the line. I like all the details that they do. I mean, it's your best bang for your buck. Like I'll always say that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the figure obscura. Like the way that I always do. Like as soon as the sale starts, I go in and I put it all in my cart. I buy it. And then I'm like, okay, what did I just buy? Like I have no clue. I don't even know what the figure is. I don't know what the lore is. I don't know what it came with. I just knew I got it all in, and then I go back and I go, okay, yeah, that's cool. Now I need 3 more or whatever it is. So
yeah, like all my mugs right now in my cupboard are all figure obscura. Like it's everything.
Yeah.
Like that's all I have on my side. So
yeah, I think Darla uses the Anubis one. And I think all the rest of them are in the cabinet. I don't even use the mugs, but I'm like, I got to get it all in. Like at this point, like, I've gotten every one. Like I just got to keep it going. So
see, the mug is the least interesting part. For me, just because I use it for, if I'm having some milk and cookies, or in the winter, for hot chocolate.
Yeah.
But I just get it because like they are cool. And like I traded my Red Death off to Joe last year. I kind of wish I had kept that one.
I was using the
tin cup is fun.
I was using the Krampus one for my painting, like where I use water to swish my paintbrushes in.
Yeah.
I just recently got like a Citadel pot thing, but yeah, I mean for like 2 years I was using that Krampus one for that. So
I use the crap out of the Monkey King coffee mug. Like I used it so much that everything felt like everything chipped off it. Like it was in so much use. So like, unfortunately I had to get rid of it. So I was hoping like they do another one, or like it'd be in a show at some point, but I'm like, man, no, I loved using it so much. I was like, no, I had to toss it because it was ruined.
Yeah. The pins that they do are awesome for that too. Man,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I love those figure obscura pins. So,
but
go ahead,
ever since I forget which one it was, but I just do the all in now. The same like you, Curtis. I just like buy it and try not to pay attention to what it is, so I don't get distracted. Just go through the checkout and then go back and look at it.
Yeah. I mean, that we were talking about kind of like a few years ago, it was hard to really find this stuff. I think that's another with the figure obscura. It's really pulling some people in that wouldn't have known about this stuff. You were just talking about Robo. I know, I saw him talk about a couple of the different figure obscuras. He talked about the Anubis and Bastet. I think at one point he was talking about the Headless Horseman, but a lot of these guys that aren't like in the community, they'll see this stuff, and by the time they see it, it's like it's already gone. The sale has happened and it's over. Which is one reason why I like the fact that they do the retailer version, because it gives everybody another chance at it, and they change it up a little bit. And some of those the retailer versions, I actually like the color schemes better than the originals. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think like I've seen like probably the one that I've noticed, like me just personally, when I'm like scrolling through Instagram, where like the hype goes, is like the Headless Horseman. When that got announced, I noticed like people that didn't collect Legions really like get into that. So you're right, like it brought in a lot of people. Like I like Headless Horseman. I don't know what this line is, but like this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that shot that Trevor did, like of the horse, like and then you've got like the Brian's lanterns and stuff, and like it's just so cool, man. And then the box art, they do such a good job with that. It's just I think figure obscura is my favorite just because of the whole spectacle about it, like from the tease to the reveal, and then like Dork Layer's review and all that kind of stuff. Like the whole thing about it is just so cool. And then within like a week or two, you've got it in hand. It's like, you're not waiting a year and 2 years. You got like, it's like as close to instant gratification as you can get in the toy world. So
especially for the Four Horsemen. Yeah. Especially for Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get something in stock. Like, heck yeah. Like I want it, like send it over now.
Yeah. I see you got a couple comments start on here. Did you want to bring those up?
Yeah. So we had Rob Zabor on a couple weeks ago, and he said he was getting nervous about not having enough money to go, and someone was encouraging him to come, and he said that was you, Nolan. He said that you gave him peace of mind and eased his anxiety about coming to the show. So
yeah, I was sharing like, just my experience with him, and I'm like, dude, there's no pressure. Like, have fun, bring some money. Don't you have to drain the bank or anything? Like, we're all gonna have a good time regardless. Like, like pick up what you want and have a good time.
Yeah, I think somebody gave him an unrealistic expectation that you have to like bring enough money to buy a brand new car with. It's like,
I mean,
that much.
You probably could.
That being said, there are going to be people that will do that, but you do not have to do that. You don't have to.
Yeah, Big Double probably dropped my yearly salary at LegionsCon. So
I always want to see what he's going to pick up. I always want to see what he's going to pick up because it's going to be good. He's got all the Emil stuff. Like he's got all those Chrono.
Yeah, he's got the Chrono Trigger ones that he's been doing. They're coming out fantastic.
Oh my gosh, those look so good.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me uncheck those. So what else? I don't know. Like, what else you got going on right now?
I'm really excited for CJessum stuff to come in. So I don't know if you, the one we pre-ordered back. So I got the notification in the mail. So that'll be my swig. Swig.
Okay.
So that's what I plan to do because I'm I'm not a painter, so I'm like, I'm going to use like parts from other people and like CJ for mine. So that's my plan. How are you guys going to do your swigs?
I did a cosmic one that I think came out pretty good. It wasn't originally going to be a cosmic one. I was trying to get his head out of the hood, and I ripped the hood, and I was like, okay, time to think of something different. And I'm like, I'm going to put a helmet on him, and I guess I'll make him cosmic. So, Jesse, did you do one yet?
I have not. I need to get another swig. I forgot to get one at Retro last week, so I know it's on the in stock sale that's going on right now. So I might grab another one up there, or go see Uncle Bob since he lives or his shop's right downtown. So not downtown, across town.
I think Joe showed off. He got another like 3 this past week. I think like every payday he's getting like 2 or 3 swigs. So he's up to almost 30. I think it was like 26 or 27 or something swigs. So
27.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. He's going a little swig crazy. So.
Oh my gosh. Did they just say they should bring our own swig? Did they say how many? Like, or just people
you can bring as many as you want.
They're trying to get to 1,000. So my understanding from listening to Jeremy's show was that there was a mistake in one of they actually had an extra digit in there and how many that they ordered. So there was like an extra 0. And so they got basically it was the equivalent of an extra 1,000 swigs that they weren't supposed to order. And so, then he came up with this story where, he drinks these potions and it made 1,000 of them and all these different, each potion did a different thing. And so he tells this story, and then all of a sudden swig goes from this character that people were getting in a mystery box and complaining about to everybody needs a swig, so probably one of the, it's going to go down in history as one of the best toy marketing storylines in the history of toys.
That and 12 relic guards. Like, how many people have tried to get 12 relic guards just because that's in the bio? None of them have names. It's just 12 of this builder.
Right.
Yeah, people were complaining about Bryophytus, and I'm like, I'll take them. Like, I want those. Like, I'll take those guys.
He's a fun figure.
I used to be a Bryophytus hater. And then one day I just spent the day kind of, messing around with him and posing him and stuff. He's actually a really cool figure. And I think that was part of early Curtis. So when I was first started collecting this, they talk about the whole mythic pizza where you get like a pre-order wave in and you order a pizza and you open it all up.
Yep.
And you can do that and it is fun. But I think what happens is you don't truly spend enough time to appreciate each figure. And that was in one of those waves where I did that, where I opened them all at once. And he was like the least interesting of that wave for me. But now when I get a wave in, I try to like, I'll open a figure and then 3 or 4 days later, I'll open another figure. And so I can devote some time to each figure and really, you know, spend some time playing with it and posing it and doing some different things. And I think that truly helps me appreciate it a little bit more. So,
yeah, I agree with that. Because like I feel like if you open it all in right away, like it kind of loses it a little bit, right? So like taking some time to appreciate them, you know, I think is just like a big thing, especially with the Legions line. Like sometimes I'll think I'm not gonna like a figure, and then I play with it. I'm just like, wow, like actually that was like a really fun like figure, and they just for some reason like pose really well, and they're sneaky good, and I'm just like, okay, like, Bronophytus was like a good example of that. I didn't think I was gonna like it either, but I'm like, you know, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, we do this thing now where I'll keep like the box of the all in like next to the front door, and either myself or Darla or one of the kids, I'll have somebody just grab one at random. So they'll just pull a figure out at random, whatever it is. That's the one that I'm opening and playing with for the next 3 days. So it's just kind of luck of the draw.
I've only gotten one all in at this point, and I open them up all at the same time. I have to, like, the fact that I have a figure that I'm not using for a custom that's not opened yet, doing a trade for an Odious, and I haven't opened the figure yet. It's kind of like driving me crazy, but I've had so much going on. I was like, I know I'm not gonna have the time to enjoy it. So it's like one of the rare times, but I'll open them up and I'll put them on my coffee table. So like while if I'm not working on stuff, I'll leave them out for, you know, a week or something, and like play around with the different characters and stuff until I put them up on the shelves, and then rearrange stuff a couple months later and play with them all again.
Yeah, I think the thing that helped me out the most with that was when we started doing OffWorld, because we do the toy pickups at the start of the show. And, you know, there were certain, like, I didn't want to go in and not have anything to show, but I also didn't want to go in and have like 10 things to show. So it was like, I would limit myself to like 3, maybe 4 things. If I got to 4 things, like that's it. You can't open anything else for the week. So I think that helped me out, kind of pace myself a little bit. And that's the same thing like I was talking about with LegionsCon. Like, just, you got to savor everything, you know, take some time to smell the roses and spend some time with people, and you know, look around and enjoy the things that you're seeing and the people that you're talking to, because that weekend's going to go by like that, and it's going to be done, and it's going to be a year away. So yeah, you know,
that's my oath. My oath this year is I'm going to hang out in the lobby a little longer. Like, because I think I kept going upstairs a lot and like just recharging, but like I'm going to just hang out with people, because like you said, you know, like before I know it, like I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. I'm like, oh, like I wish I had a little more time to just talk, you know? So
yeah, it's kind of like when you're really hungry, and then you order some food and you scarf it down so fast that like you don't even remember eating it. Like you're just like it just is gone in a flash. It's like, chew your food and savor it, enjoy it, you know? So same thing with LegionsCon.
I just love that, like, you can just pick a bunch of random people and grab dinner, because like I think I had dinner last year with like Toy Bro, and then like some other people, and then like I had dinner the next day with someone else. Like, I'm like, it's just such a spring of people you can bring in. I'm like, yo, let's get a table. And then like, you know, great time. And then
it's funny to see like the different kind of people that like will congregate, like people that you don't maybe talk to all the time, but then all of a sudden you just find yourself sitting around the fire pit with them. Or, you know, maybe you went to go to the pub and another group came in at the same time, and you just pushed the tables together, or, you know, whatever. It's just like, you find these groups just kind of like creating themselves out of nowhere. And it's like, next thing you know,
try to go to the bathroom on Sunday night, and next thing you know, you're sitting on a show.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you got a brand new friend, you know, or somebody that maybe you were kind of acquainted with, but now you got to know them a lot better.
My God, that line, like waiting in the Horseman line, like the first year, like I didn't know anyone. Like I came into like, I think I came into 2022's LegionsCon, like maybe just like briefly knowing people on the Cabal. Like I joined the Cabal. I was probably on the Cabal for like a couple of months, but I said, screw it. Like everyone's nice enough that I feel like if I run into them, they're going to be cool if I talk to you.
Oh yeah.
And I made so many friends in line. Like I just didn't even realize like all the people, like we were all waiting outside, you know, because we were at the La Quinta Inn, and we're like the line went outside the door. I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll spend a few hours together, all just hanging out. And I think I met who did I meet? Thomas Belay out there. I was like, we've been like pretty tight ever since. Just like so many people, like it's crazy. And I encourage that for anyone that is going to be there for the first time, is just talk Legions. You're here for LegionsCon. Like we all love it, whether it's a customizer, a YouTuber, or whoever. I feel like everyone, like we all meet at that middle ground of like, yeah, we all share the same hobby. Like we're all gonna geek over it. We're all hype enough to be here. Like we bought a ticket to be here, so like we know the vibe, right? So,
and there's no drama. Like there's not like that one person that's just kind of a jerk, and like people are avoiding it. Like everybody's nice there. So yeah, it's super cool.
I think everyone was well behaved the last 2 years. Like no one complained at La Quinta, and no one really complained at like the other one, Hanover. So everyone's been pretty good. Everyone's like on their best behavior, even though people were drinking, in the hallways and everything. But like, I think everyone was pretty good, all things considered.
I wasn't surprised that people behaved themselves last year. I was surprised that the hotel was so accommodating, because when I walked in, I'm like, this is an uppity place. Like this place is way too nice for us. They're gonna see some of us rolling in here, and they're gonna be like, who the hell are these guys? But no, they were cool, man. They like the staff was great. The accommodations were awesome. I love where they brought in like the food during the day, like that's the little like where you get a sandwich or whatever. Like that helped. Well, like as you're on the go and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that a la carte as you're walking in.
I'm not sure who the one guy is that Trevor's referring to. But
I'm trying to think who was it, Trevor? Just message us on the side.
Probably talking to me. But I've got photo evidence of Trevor planting a kiss on me at LegionsCon. So,
oh yikes! Yikes! Yeah. Sorry, Trevor.
I've got the evidence. Oh man!
Uncle Bob said he'll be the guy in the lobby with a bottle of bourbon. I don't think you're going to be the only one in the lobby with a bottle.
That doesn't narrow it down that much, actually.
Yeah, how many bottles? Yeah, that table in the front was like full. Like people were like putting beers and stuff in there.
Oh yeah,
it was crazy.
Is it Cullen rolling around with his little like portable cooler?
I think so.
Or was that someone else?
No, I don't know who did that.
I know 22 at the La Quinta. They had like it just started to build up over the weekend. Like people would, like somebody would bring in, some beer, and then another person would bring in some whiskey, another person would bring in some bourbon. Like next thing you know, we've got like this whole cart of alcohol that, somebody would like take up to their room, and then the next night they'd bring it back down, and just kind of builds up. Jackie had a cooler that she was taking with her.
Jackie, okay.
So, yeah.
Dave Bennett's bringing his banjo. Okay.
Oh, snap.
Right. Oh,
snap.
All right.
Here we go.
So we might get some Rainbow Connection or Not Easy Being Green.
Or Deliverance.
Love it.
I mean, New Jersey's not that wild.
Man.
Now I want to watch City Slickers.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan, do you like movies?
Very casual. Very casual.
Boy, that just totally felt like I wasn't trying to quote Airplane.
you like gladiator movies?
Hey, Joey, you ever spend much time in a Turkish prison? Very casually for movies. Okay.
Yeah, casual.
I can't tell if you're being facetious or if that's serious.
I'm also gauging to see where you're going with this. So
just to see what like is there anything you've watched recently that you really liked, or anything coming up that you're really looking forward to?
I mean, I've just been, first time in the theater in a while, I watched the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So that was like just fun being in there and like all the, the reveals. So, I mean, like even before, like, when Marvel was good and then there was a dip, like I've always been into that, like the Marvel scene and the Star Wars scene too, but like I'm not, not a fan of the Acolyte and all that stuff. So,
well, what did you collect when you were a kid? Were you mostly Star Wars? Or?
No, I had like Mighty Max. I had like Ultraman stuff. I had a couple. I was collecting Turtles back in the day. One of my biggest things was Power Rangers. I tried not to collect a lot of that stuff as I was a kid. From now, like it's just I'm I do have like shelves where I'm like, trying to buy a lot of my old stuff, that I find at like toy shows. But
yeah, we asked that question to gauge your age. So as soon as you said Power Rangers, then we immediately realized how young you are, and then we're like, okay, gotcha.
You see, I'm young, but I'm close to 40, which I feel like, sure, I'm youngish, but like,
yeah,
definitely not
say, Power Rangers. That's only a couple years younger than us, Curtis.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Secret Wars figures that they showed from the
Hasbro? Yeah.
Yep.
Those are pretty cool.
Oh, that packaging looks amazing.
Does that mean they're going to release the base? Is that like what they plan?
I don't know, man.
Like,
they've shown those first 6 figures, so I definitely placed an order for a few of them. I'm going to leave them in package. That packaging is just so nostalgic.
That's a classic packaging right there.
Yeah,
like 100%.
When earlier this summer, I think it was the summer or spring, they showed or somewhere there was like a leak of like racers, like little like kind of Matchbox cars that were Secret Wars themed. I'm like, I bet we're gonna see Secret Wars repacked, repainted, and I'm really excited about the Wolverine because my brother had that, and that's what introduced me to X-Men.
The brown and yellow suit.
Yeah. And the claws like clipped onto his wrist.
Yeah,
there was no pop out feature, and I had the Captain America, which I do remember at one point not caring about Captain America because I was into the X-Men comics, so I tried to blow him up with like Black Cat fireworks. It didn't do anything. Like there was some some burning on it, but like I even tried to like drill out his stomach a little bit and put it in there. It like did nothing. Those things were intense.
Jesse destroying Cap.
That's funny.
I regret it now. I wish I still had it. A, for nostalgia. B, I appreciate Captain America now.
Yeah, because he's goody two shoes. So,
do you guys still have like your toys from when you were a kid?
No, man.
No,
some. Couple.
I've rebought several of the things that I had as a kid, but I don't have anything that I owned as a kid. So, what about you? Did you keep anything?
No, my mom had like this really big garage sale, like 1999, where everything was gone. But then, like actually, they just moved to the Philippines, so we actually cleaned out the garage. And I found a box of like Primal Rage figures, which I thought I like completely lost. I was like, oh wow, like I had that as like this was little me playing with these. So
yeah,
like that was just an exciting little find to like just like, oh my god, I thought I lost everything. So it's pretty cool to like just find and stumble upon those things.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, that my basically as I would move on to a new toy line, my mom would have a garage sale and she would make me sell my old toys to help fund new toys. So it was just a constant cycle of, okay, He-Man's out, Transformers are in, and Transformers are out, and whatever the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are in, and it was just like, so yeah, I was constantly selling the stuff off.
I have to say, last weekend at ToyCon or RetroCon, I found a couple of the Fisher Price, like the little people toys that there was like the farm set that had like a horse and cow and all this stuff. And then there was another set that had a circus, and there was a night set. Well, I was rearranging the room, and I have I found this, I have those cube shelves like behind my bed as like my headboard. And I have a couple boxes I don't get into very often. And I pulled one out. I was like, what's in this bag? I pulled it out. It's a whole pile of like 70s, 80s Playmobil figures.
Wow.
And the black horse from the castle Fisher Price.
Oh, nice.
So I just bought the brown horse. And I was like, oh my gosh, I still have one. It was probably my brother's because I inherited their toys. So I still have at least one of the original Fisher Price things we had from when I was a kid. So it was the black horse with like the white mane and everything. So I was like, oh, cool. And I went out and put it on the shelf with the other ones immediately.
You need to get that castle set where it had like the trap door and then the
little
there's sneak door around the back. I want to find the dragon.
Yeah,
the pink dragon.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I definitely remember that thing. That was cool. All right, so we got G-Con, LegionsCon coming up. What are you expecting, Nolan? You've been around. You've seen a couple of these G-Cons now. What are you expecting for this year?
I gotta like think back, because what factions have we not seen in a while? That's where I'm like, I love seeing what other people have to say, but there's what have we not seen yet? What's been a faction that you've like?
Everything's cycled through at this point, yeah. But if it was going to start over again, it would be back to Arethyr and Leodicius.
Are we there already?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's what they're going to do. I don't know.
I feel like they got something up their sleeve, which I'm just like, I could predict something, but I don't like, because I knew the bear was coming. Like, I feel like everyone kind of felt that and knew the bear was coming. But
yeah, I think the last couple years made it a little bit easier to kind of guess some things. Like we were going into 2 years ago, and we're like, oh well, we're going to see Necronominus, and maybe we'll see a Gideon version 2, and like we're just trying to think of like who the important people are on there, or what kind of things we could see. And last year, like you said, bear, a scapular, like those are things that people are kind of calling. This year, I don't know.
I feel like
wild.
I feel like it's the 10th year, right? It's 10th year of Mythic Legion, so I think we're gonna see a dragon. I'm just like, I feel like we probably see a dragon in this wave, and if it is, like, how big is it gonna be? Like, are they gonna have like dragon riders? Are they gonna have like in that wave, or like something that relates to it, like to make it a complete wave?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dragon related stuff, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, who knows? Like, if it's defending a castle, like, right? Like, if a dragon's in a cave, who knows? Like, I like to play with that idea. I don't know. Like, I don't have any sources, but I think it's just kind of fun to, like, it's 10 years. I think we're gonna get a dragon. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly thought we would have gotten it before now. Like, I thought we would have got it earlier in the year. So at this point, like, I don't know how they don't do it at GCon. Like, I'm not trying to get people's hopes up or anything, but like, 10-year, 25-year, and it's the year of the dragon. I just don't know how you don't do it at GCon at this point. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what it is. I think that there's going to be a lot of cool figures. I think that it's going to be a cool story that we're going to have with it. It's just going to be, interesting because they don't cease to amaze. And each year when they bring stuff out, you're seeing brand new tooling and cool new parts and paint jobs. So yeah.
Let's get a Otho 2.0 in there. Let's just squeeze one in there, like Otho and Queen Urxa. Those are the two on my wish list.
Ooh.
That'd be nice to have those two. Like an updated female orc body would be cool.
Yeah. I'd love to see the female orcs go to brute scale, or just the orcs in general.
At least 1.0. Like, we got 2.0 orc females. Like, yeah, that would be cool. But at least 1.0. Give us a 1.0 orc female.
Yeah, we don't have a brute scale knight. Oh, we do. No, we don't have a brute scale knight, right?
Nope. Everything's bear skin in brute scale at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, because all I can think of, like, how big is Greg's figure? That's ogre.
That's ogre.
That's ogre scale. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe a brute scale knight. I think that'd be kind of tight to have, like, something new, something different. Or I guess a female version of a brute scale would be good, like you said, Jess.
I mean, if the last couple GCons are any indication, I would imagine we're gonna get some sort of version 2, if not a few. So I'm not sure what that would be either. So maybe it'd be a good time to redo like a Xylona. Like that's one that I think could use a huge version 2 update. She's an important enough character. Maybe Aetheron. Aetheron's another one that would, that would be a cool update. So
yeah, it's like, what do you do after the 4 horsemen, right? Like, what's like?
Yeah.
I feel like they got tricked up in the slave.
If they don't do the 4 great beasts like in the same wave together, as much as I want Xylona, because that's my favorite faction, I almost would want to see Basilia and
the lion, whatever.
Yeah, Leocer. I'd like to see those first, because we've had I don't have the Aetheron or the Xylona, but I'd like to build up to be a new version of them if they don't do all 4 of them at once.
That would
That's
be a
just
crazy
my
wave. That'd be a crazy wave. Like, yeah, we're definitely overdue for a couple of those. So, I mean, because they're not doing all stars anymore, right? They're not going to do. Is that right? Or
They didn't do it this year. They didn't say that it's dead forever. I think it's dead forever.
Chris wants it to be dead forever.
I want it to be dead forever. I would rather it be, they whatever stuff that they're doing version 2s of, not re-releasing old figures with old tooling and articulation and everything else.
Yeah, I do like the way that they're doing it now, though, with that batch shit. Like, if you go to a Horseman table, you do get those old figures that they did have. So I think that is a good like medium. Like, if you're trying to get those old figures, you can get them at the table. Otherwise, use that slot for a brand new wave. And I think that's where people get excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we get a dragon, what color are you hoping that the dragon would be?
I'm gonna say green. I think you go standard green. Like, I know red is probably what people are gonna think, but like I think green would be good. I don't know, the D&D dragon, I think of that one, that's red. So like I think if you go a classic red dragon, that'd be pretty sick. But I mean, what do you guys think?
I mean, I'm thinking World of Warcraft, so I'm thinking like, a cracking, fiery, like lava-y looking dragon kind of thing. I don't know.
It's gotta be big enough where you can fit a figure in its mouth, like it's gotta be able to like.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Deathwing kind of thing.
That would be sick.
Like a dragon with some like not like cybernetic parts, but like metal like stuff,
metal
armor bolted on and stuff. Like, yeah.
Oh, if you could customize armor on a dragon, that would be. Whew.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just have the dragon going around without armor. Like you gotta armor that thing up, right?
Give them armor, give them fire effects. Like we're just laying it all the 4 horsemen. So please.
What about you, Jesse? What are you hoping that if they do one, what would you want it to look like?
I'm hoping for like a deep red, not so deep red that it's almost black, but like a deep, rich red with like some brighter highlights, and then that kind of like tannish brown like center line down the stomach.
Yeah.
So you get some different color in it. Not pooping on anybody's ideas. Personally, for me, the way I want to see it is no armor, no rider. Like I think the dragons are, in my mind, they should be like forces of nature. And if they do have someone ride them, it's because they allow it to. Like they're almost like their own sentient, tier being.
I think what would make sense for them is to make it to where it has that stuff, but it's removable. So if people that don't want it don't have to have it, people that do want it can have it.
I think it makes sense. I mean, similar to the bear that they just released, right? Like you can have it just like a regular bear, but you can also have a saddle on it. So like I think you're right. Like, give it that options if you need to like mix it, whatever, right? So you can display it however you want.
Yeah, I mean the price point on this is going to have to be at such a point that you want to make it to where people can use it in a variety of different ways. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And are you guys thinking 4-legged? Isn't that what they had on the box art, the new one, that it's 4-legged?
I think it is 4-legged.
Yeah,
that kind of shadowy wisp in the background. I believe it had. I believe you saw like the front legs, as well as the wings. So, I mean, to me, that's like the classic kind of European dragon. Regardless of what I can imagine, it's gonna. Whatever they do is going to be better than I can imagine it. Even if they did
first dragon green, second one red, I could definitely see that.
I agree with that, Jesse. Honestly, like whatever they're gonna do, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fine. Like I love spitballing theories and all that, but usually they outpace whatever I thought initially. So I was just like,
because was it 2 years ago? A lot of people. I was still relatively new, but we were all spitting around they can't make a skeletal horse. How are they going to make that work? The body, all these things, and then they did it, and it was way cooler than anyone could even imagine.
And then they're like, oh well, they can't make a bear though, right? I mean, that's ridiculous. How could they make a bear? Like,
I mean, like
that wouldn't work.
during intern, I mean, like, what's his name? Eric was saying when he was sculpting like the fur, it took him like 100 hours or so because he was doing it for like a long time. And like that's the
He
difference
said he would
between
just like go up there every now and then and just work on it for like 20, 30 minutes and then save it and then come back the next day and work on it. Like
he was like working up late for doing all this stuff. I was like, wow, that was cool to like hear him talk about like going from like actual sculpting to digital was like their biggest like turnaround and why their details are so crazy now. Like
Carver Custom says it showed 3 legs. It's a 3-foot dragon. Maybe one of those wasn't a leg. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying. Who knows? Who knows?
Bob's talking about Themberchod from the D&D, the big roly-poly one from the movie.
Yeah, I think maybe we're getting Pete. You know, I don't know. Pete's dragon.
If it's it was the live action with the CG Pete dragon. That would be cool because he was.
Or maybe we're getting Puff the Magic Dragon.
Oh man, that's gonna get clipped. Just meant normally dragons are scaled, and it was cool because the one in the Peach Dragon movie had fur.
Oh, yeah, God. Eric's right. Yeah. It does have to be consummate V's, so for sure. Maybe a one beefy arm coming out the back of his neck like that.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you know where that's going?
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
So. I tell you what, if somebody made a Trogdor action figure, I'd buy it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I would totally buy a Trogdor action figure.
Please. I mean, you take
yeah. If you take a Rakagor and throw an arm in the back of his neck.
Scourge's head, like somehow attach that to a body and put like a barbarian brute arm on it.
No, you need like an ogre arm coming out the back of his neck.
And
it's just like one flexed arm, right? Like that.
Yeah. It would be totally easy to design. You just start with an S and then a more different S.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The wings and flames and the flex. There you go.
Oh, that's great.
Good stuff. Man, I definitely want to do a Trogdor custom now.
All right, Eric Miller, we're gonna assign you to do it, please.
Hey, back off. I may or may not be having an entire Homestar Runner crew of customs on my table this year.
All right.
Nice.
Maybe not entire, but a selection of the major characters.
Oh shit! The dragon characters, because like Kragnar, he's got that spot for the arm on his back anyway.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right behind. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Now we're cooking.
I can't tell if Eric's for real is like excited or disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'll have Senior Cart Gauge. I don't know if I'll have time to get all of the characters, but maybe.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Poopsmith for sure.
Well, I think that's about a show.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Unless if you got anything else you want to talk about or anything you want to promote.
No, nothing right now. I mean, I am working on my ToyCon vlog right now, so I'll release it out later this week. And I got like the CJ haul and stuff that I'm gonna just put on my channel. So people that like the vlogs, feel free to check it out later this week. So
how was the weekend?
It was really fun. It was a great little show. So we're actually close to 3,000 subs on my channel. So
yeah,
if you're not
definitely go and sub everybody.
Yeah, we're close.
So.
Close to getting there.
Yes.
But really excited for LegionsCon. Like that's on my mind right now. So trying to plan that out. Because like I never want those videos to be like 3 hours long. I want it to be digestible for enough, like, to be enjoyable, right? Especially for like the regular casual fans. I want them to like be able to just take it in. So that's what I'm gonna be aiming for.
Are you going to be, besides the actual convention itself, are you going to try to hit up any of the like special events and things that are going on as far as filming that?
I think I'll try to. I'm going to see, like, I think this time around, I'm going to try to plan it a little better because I've been winging it the last like 2 years. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be like, maybe put the storyboard together of how I want this vlog to turn out. Like, I don't know. It's more thought that I've put into a video that I've ever done. So we'll see.
Awesome. Okay. Well, meet Nolan at Kane County in October. See a lot of awesome toys and one of the biggest, if not the biggest con around. Sounds like you can get anything you want there. So, and then check him out at LegionsCon. If you see him walking around with his camera, take a look at what he's showing or looking at, because it's probably pretty cool. So,
and just for folks, if you're catching us on the replay, I should have said this at the beginning, but Nolan's links are in the description, so you can go right to his YouTube and Instagram right from the description here.
For sure,
easy for you.
All right, that was really fun, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
we're gonna go ahead and put you in the back, close out the show. If you've got to run, we totally understand that. If not, just hang out and we'll be with you in just a few minutes.
All good. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you joining us.
Peace.
Thanks, Nolan. All right.
Another show in the book.
Another one down.
One week closer to LegionsCon.
Yes, sir.
It's going to pick up steam here the next few weeks, man. We're just like, I mean, this was the start. Nolan's kicking it off, and then now, like, we're gonna hit him with this next one, and it's just gonna boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So,
well, we might as well reveal who's on next week. He is maybe the Madonna, the Cher, if you will, of the Legions community.
He's
got one name.
In life after love.
He does, and I'm pretty sure this used to be his playground. That was the first lyrics I could grasp onto. Who's on first? No, Diego is on next. So tune in next Sunday night for Diego from Four Horsemen Studios.
Diego. Diego.
Yes, I almost did that, but I wasn't quite sure how to onomatopoeia that. So,
all right, Purple Gang, if you're still watching, we need a cool Diego music for next week. There you go. Hit us up.
You're gonna make me have to check the something was created with AI on our video, aren't you?
Not everything's created with AI, so.
But yes, so tune in next week. We'll be hanging out with Diego next Sunday night, and yeah, the hits just keep on coming. Because we're not on the road to LegionsCon, Curtis. I feel like this show, it's just we're on the what do you call it? Like the roundabout that just goes around. It just takes us a year to get back to LegionsCon, but everything is a build up to LegionsCon for us. So,
but it's going fast. It's like one of those like really fast trains with the magnets,
like,
or whatever.
It's like you hit one of those things in the games, like the little yellow like arrows pointing forward, and it gives you like the speed boost.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Driven over that, and like I'm gonna start pooping turtle shells out of the back end or something.
You hit the little speed.
That's
boost.
A free one for you, Purple Gang.
They're in bed. They're not watching. Yeah. All right, folks. Tune in for Diego next week, and I'm telling you, this was the start, but every week we got something really cool for you. And check us out on Legion's Quest over on the OffWorld channel. We're having a lot of fun playing the D&D campaign set in Mythos. Trevor and Nate are with us, and Joe is our DM. He's doing a fantastic job. Can't say enough kind things about Joe. He's just great. And really appreciate our guest Nolan. Check out his Instagram, check out his YouTube. And when you see him at LegionsCon, say hi. He's a great dude. And he's bringing content to the community, so we really appreciate that.
There you go. All ships sink. No, all.
Something.
Roll Tide.
Yep, that's it.
That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. I probably just pissed off like half of our audience by quoting the wrong college slogan. On that note, what's on your shelf? Oh!